Hey you guys! I am going to be interviewing one of my favorite humans, Jesse Itzler, in like 2 minutes. I just wanted to hop on a minute or two before him and give him a nice little intro so you guys know who he is. So, as I said before, Jesse is one of my favorite humans, and I'm just going to read his little bio so you guys can get a little backstory on him. He eats fruit till noon, which we're definitely going to talk about. He loves Run DMC. You can see by his Instagram yesterday, he just posted a little rap. And enjoys living life outside of the box. In fact, he gets rid of the box completely. He's the author to the New York Times bestseller, Living with a Seal. He co-founded Marquis Jet. The world's largest private jet card company, which he and his partner sold to Berkshire Hathaway, aka Warren Buffett. He then partnered with Zico coconut water, which he and his partner sold to Coca-Cola. He's a former rapper, which you can see by his Instagram. And he is one of the owners of the Atlanta Hawks. And he also is constantly running ultra marathons. He has 4 kids, and his wife is the founder of Spanx Sara Blakely. So I'm super pumped and excited to be able to have him on and have you guys experience how amazing he is. I said a little bit earlier, but honestly, the few times that we have hung out, that I've been able to hang out with him, have been some of the greatest moments of my life. So super pumped to share him with you guys. So hopefully he will join in soon. Let's see. I know there's a way to request. Let me see if I can request him. We'll just wait. Is there anything that you guys want to ask him? Hi. No, I haven't gotten my tooth implant yet. Everything's kind of on hold right now. I have not treated the other root canals. There's Jesse. Hopefully my connection is better today. Yay!
Two
Jesse
Jessies
and
on
Jesse.
one screen. Two
What?
Jessies on one screen.
Exactly.
Your lighting is way better than mine.
Well, you know what? It's on like this weird timer, so it might go off at some point, and then I'll be in trouble, but we're good for now. How are you?
I'm good. I have my entire year mapped out.
I just saw that.
I know. It's crazy. This quarantine's hitting me in a really weird way, man.
Well, that's why I'm like so pumped. First of all, I want to say thank you so much, Jesse, for your offer. So many people jumped on this offer. If you guys missed out, Jesse's helping my small business. Anybody who buys the Golden Secrets is getting free access to his Build Your Life Resume course. And so many people jumped on it. There's like 1 more hour left. So we'll send you the link as soon as you buy something. So there's a little bit more time. But one of the things that you talk about all the time is time and making use of your time. Like, we don't have that much time left, and you're all about the calendar club, and like, your life resume is probably one of the most epic of all times. So I'm wondering, how are you handling the quarantine? How are you making the best of it?
So I'm freaking out because I feel like this is what I feel like. I feel like a month, it's been a month almost, and maybe this goes on longer. of our lives have been, you know, somewhat restricted, obviously. And I feel like I don't have, you know, we all have a certain amount of time left. The average American lives to be 78. So if I'm average, I have 27 summers left. I'm 51. And I want every month, every minute of my life. I was just on a call and I was explaining about this little bus ride that we go on, where like the day we wake up, we go on this ride and the bus starts going, and we all know life goes fast. And then all of a sudden you're in college and they're like, Jesse, you better enjoy it. Your senior year, it's going to go fast. And then you get out and maybe you get married and you meet somebody and you have a son or a daughter, and then they're 10, and then you're going to be an empty nester in 8 years. And the bus doesn't care if you get sick or if you're tired or if you're lazy or if you miss a day. It just keeps moving until one day it stops. And like this much of that journey is done, and I have this much left, you know? And I feel like I want to maximize it. Like I want to come out of the quarantine thinking like, wow, man, you know, like I want to do more of what I love with the people I want to do it with. So I've literally just mapped out like, no, like I went fucking nuts. Like, you know, that Matt Damon movie when on the board.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
Yeah, like I was like, I'm going to do all this shit. So I've used the time to kind of plan what's important to me, you know?
Yeah.
Because I don't miss going to basketball games or like watching football. I mean, I do, but that's not what I crave the most, you know? So like when I come out of the quarantine, I want to do stuff.
Yeah. You crave experiences.
Yes.
Like you're all about creating. I mean, like I told people before, but like, I don't know if I've ever told you this, Jesse, the handful of times that we've hung out, I was thinking about it today. They're like the top moments of my life. You do these little things. You do these little things that make them experiences. Like one time you came to California, we walked in the rain for 2 hours, and you brought up a point and you're like, if it was a sunny, beautiful day in California, we would forget this walk. But because it was pouring rain, I'll never forget it. Yeah. And just those little moments. And I think like even pre-quarantine, you utilize your time, I mean, obviously so wisely. Like you do workouts without a gym. You give people ideas all the time. Like, are you working out at home? Are you running every day? What are you doing?
Yeah. So I'm trying to, but like I came into the quarantine thinking I'm going to get so much done because I'm home. There's no commute. There's no meetings. Like,
you have 4 kids.
No. Yes. I was like, the first week, I'm going to write a book. Week 1, I'm writing.
This is like living with the monk part 2.
Right. I'm like, no, but I'm like, and then week 2 of this quarantine, I'm going to do a documentary because like, I'm going to do it in a week. And I haven't done anything. And I realized like I was putting so much pressure on myself, you know, to get every day. I'd be like, I can't believe I didn't get anything done. And then I realized like, I have enough pressure. I'm worrying about my parents who are old, my kids, that I don't need to put pressure on myself that I'm going to reinvent a new business or write a book in a week. So I've completely backed off that. And I've simplified the quarantine. I'm just going to do like every day, just a little something with my family, with my business, just a little bit every day. And it's been like, once that pressure was lifted, it was like a whole new experience for me. But I do, you know, like I am really big in experiences. I've always put more value on my life resume than my traditional resume. Even when I had, you know, sleeping on my friends' couches in my 20s, I've always found a way to do that. And I'm glad I did, you know, because like I got a lot of friends that went from 20 years old to 40, like overnight. They lost their 20s and their 30s because they were working so hard. Now, I'm a capitalist. I want to make money, of course, but you can't give up. Like it's not worth no amount of money is worth giving up your 20s. Right. It's just, or your 30s, or your kids when they're 5 or 6. Your son's going to go to school maybe in a couple of years, and like so like your window with him is so short. You only have, you know, you're talking about like 100 weekends left. You know, it's so I have always really like looked at time like that. But I want to return the compliment and say that, you know, for people that don't know your real journey of being a single mom, going through a really debilitating illness, and having your own business that you run by yourself. I think you're very misunderstood, you know. and it's amazing what you do. And like, you know, you came over a house with Sarah, you came over and you hung out with Sarah and I, and she was so impressed. Like, it's just so impressive what you do.
No, our favorite part, by the way, of coming to your house, and this is what's so special about you and Sarah, is you guys are uber successful, obviously, and people think that you're going to be different than you are. You're the most, you guys are the most grounded, you know, people. And something that Devin and I talked about, we're sitting at your house having dinner and just chatting, and like, you guys are asking us questions about our careers. And like, Devin and I are like, wait a second, what do you mean? Why are you asking me? I want to know about your story, you know? I mean, obviously I've been able to hear you speak so many times, and even Sarah too. I mean, you guys both have like the best stories ever as far as like where you came from and how you got to where you are. And I think that's what it is too, is like just keeping it that high vibrational, which is so important right now. I mean, I think it's really easy to get like bummed out. And I love that you brought up like, I was going to write a book and I had all this pressure on myself. I do that too. And then I kind of sat back and I was like, I'm always low on time, yes, as a single mom and like doing all this stuff. And I'm just going to take advantage of like being able to be with my kid 24 hours a day. Like, this is probably never going to happen again.
This is going to sound crazy, but I haven't really looked in a mirror in like 2 weeks.
you always say
no, listen. And I'm looking at the screen and I'm like, I look insane. No, I'm looking at myself. This is the first time I've looked, because I got 4 kids under 10. I'm like homeschooling them. So this is the first time I'm looking at myself on this screen. I look nuts.
I think it was when you were doing Living with a Monk. You're like, I'm going to grow the beard out until I'm done or something like that. That was like one of the times we were at the retreat. But I saw too on your post recently, it was so cute with the cups with the kids, of like having everyone keep their cup and possibly keep their clothes too. Kaleo's living in his robe. Yeah, he's got like a robe and a pair of underwear.
I know. It's well, you know, Sarah's running Spanx, so she's got.
Is she working from home too?
She's working from home.
Yeah.
And no one's been in our house, so we have 4 kids under 10, and you know, at the first 2 weeks, in an unstructured time, it's important to have some structure. And we had no structure. And the first 2 weeks were just, it was like, Sarah explains it's like 4 chimpanzees were let into a house with no rules. They locked the doors and said, you can't leave the house.
Oh,
and
my
all
God.
the adults left. It was crazy. So it's like, but now we're dividing and conquering. We split up the rules, and I got dishes. It fell into my bucket, which I'm terrible at, and cleaning, and I'm terrible at it.
Yeah,
and it's taking up a lot of my time. Like, So, and I'm competitive, so I'm trying to. If you want to have a vacuum,
you're like, let me do it the best that I can.
Right.
You know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I know.
How are you guys managing?
We're doing great. I'm like, somebody's mowing the lawn. This is real life right now. We're doing great. You know, we're making the most of it. You know, I feel really grateful. Like right off the bat, I was like, I can't complain because I have a roof over my head and I have toilet paper and I have food in my pantry, and, you know, super grateful. So, you know, I'm enjoying it and I'm being really productive. I mean, I think that's how I naturally do things. Like when things are chaotic, I just get productive. I thrive in moments like this. So I felt a calling right away. That's why I wanted to share your course with everybody. I was like, let me get some, like, what can people do to make this time useful and come out of quarantine even better? Because like, I don't think we're going to have like this. I just choose to look at it as a blessing. I don't think we'll ever have a nationwide pause like this ever again in our lifetime.
Well, one thing I'm doing that anyone that's listening can do that's been really helpful, I've been doing this for a long time, so you can do it in the quarantine or you can do it after as well. And I call it the 3-minute miracle. Is I sent, it's a 2-second story just to give you background on it, but there's a guy, Coach K, who's the basketball coach at Duke University, has a basketball camp for guys 35 and older. I've been going for 15 years.
How cool.
And so I sent them a text about a month ago, thanking them, just saying for 5 days a year, you make me feel like an 8-year-old. I built amazing relationships. I sent it to him. I said, you don't have to send me any note back, but I want to thank you for the gift you've given me for this camp. I know you don't have to do it. Thank you. Boom. He can either share that with his coaches. He might share that with his wife. He might do nothing with it. But now if I see the Coach K ever, I have permission to go over to him and talk to him. I'm not coming out of thin air. And when we go to camp and there's 500 guys there, I'm probably going to be the first guy that he hugs. Now that text took me 45 seconds. So if everybody in this quarantine invested 3 minutes a day and sent 3 DMs to a friend, family, client, customer, you'll send 100 in the month of April. If you spend 10 minutes a day and send 10, you'll send 300 in the next 30 days. That's a lot of Now, I'm not saying they're going to lead to sales or they're going to lead immediately to an explosion in your business, but you're planting seeds and you're staying connected. And at the end of this quarantine, I'm taking inventory, Jess. I'm taking inventory of my friends that reach out to me and say, how are you? I'm taking inventory.
You're going to get flooded right now.
No, but listen. I'm taking inventory of people that have checked in on me, companies that have reached out to me. We called all 400 people in our 29 on 29. All of our customers got a letter, handwritten letter. And I want to be known at the end of the quarantine as like, I was a great human. It's a time to be a great human during this time. Like who shows up and who hides. So, 3-minute investment, 10-minute investment, you can reach a lot of people. I'm interviewing my mother right now on Zoom.
I love that.
I'm recording it so I can give my kids, and like that's something I would have never.
And you wouldn't have done, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So these are like little things. So I'm just making sure that I take a couple of minutes every day to stay active with my family and friends, with my business, and in my personal life. And and over time, if you're consistent, you're going to do amazing things. It's a great time to reach out to customers and say, thank you. You're keeping the lights on in my house with my son during this time.
Yeah.
And let them feel connected to not just buying an oil or a product, but connected to the emotional side of the business. Because you're not just a business owner, you're a mom, you're a friend, you're a teacher, instructor. You wear a lot of hats, and the lifeline of that, let people know that they're making that happen, you know?
Oh, that's such a beautiful takeaway. And I just want to preface that's part of your jam all the time. I mean, I remember you talking about you write letters, like you still handwrite letters. Like how many you do write letters all the time?
I was writing like 10 a day when I was younger. That was my whole marketing plan.
Yeah. Just to connect with people. And I think that that's so important too. Like, you might get something out of it, but you don't know the effect that you have on other people. And just by sending them a text right now could make their entire week and inspire them to do the same. And it's just this spiral, and we're all connected. Yeah. We're realizing that more and more, especially right now.
Yeah.
Is there any other wisdom that you want to share before I let you go so you can get back to those kids?
Well, I'm just glad that we're able to work together, and that, you're marrying my course with what you do. We're so aligned in our philosophies around food, around medicine, around nature and exercise. Like, we're super aligned in all that. So, I appreciate you reaching out to me and saying, hey, I'd love to give people, a course or an opportunity. And anything I could do to help. You've done so much to help me. People don't know you came to multiple ones of my events. You never asked me, a fee or anything. You never asked me anything. You were just like, sure, happy to help. And then you stayed after you did it.
Those were like my favorite. Those were seriously some of my favorite moments.
You stuck around and you didn't rush, and it's just super cool. So I'm just glad we got to work together. And I'm, like I said, Jess, listen, I'm so proud of you as a mom and as a business owner.
Thank you.
It's hard, and you're doing it all out of your house and scrambling, and your best body of work is your son.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you. And there's still time, you guys, if you want to join Jesse's course. It starts today, right?
Yeah, but you can come in. You go at your own pace.
Yeah, come on in. But you'll get it for free if you get anything from the Golden Secrets, which is so sweet.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you having me. Anytime.
Finally.
Anytime.
See? We had to go quarantine to get your ass on here.
I'm going to shave, and I'm getting better light.
I'll send you some Golden Secrets.
I'm gonna go shave. I'm gonna let's have a before and after Insta Live. So this is the before. Let's
Right.
come back in like 10 days.
Yeah.
And I'm going to shave. I'm going to get better lighting. And I want to compare the ridiculous contrast of this.
Okay. And
All
I'm
right.
going to send you some golden secrets too. Actually, it's really good in the beard. Devin's been putting it in the beard, and it's like, it's fire. It smells really good too.
I'm going to do that. I'm not going to have a beard next time.
Yeah, you won't have a beard anymore. Put on the skin.
Well,
all right, Jess, tell the family I said hi. Stay safe. Thank you so much.
Last thing before we go. Is it weird talking to someone that has your same name as you?
No, it's not. You know, my best friend in high school was named Jessie.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Because every time I say Jesse, it's almost like I'm talking in the third person.
Well, I think at the events, people started calling me Golden because it was like Jessie, and then I was just like, everyone was like, we
Right.
were both turning around. I had no idea who was talking to who. Yeah.
I love it. Well, good luck. I hope a lot of people buy your products, take the course, my course, and appreciate you, Jess.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Have a beautiful
Say hi
day.
to everybody. Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. How do I do it?